Hello. Hi. You must be wondering, what am I doing with these two saplings? Right? Yes, I am trying to produce babies with saplings, with trees, with nature. Because the whole world believes that sex is natural. So I thought I might try it. And how do I try it? I would try to produce babies naturally with nature. And how is baby produced? Baby is produced through nature. Everybody keeps telling me, sir, this is very important that you understand that sexuality is natural. Okay? So, I have come to a conclusion. Yes, you all are right. You all are right. We human beings do not produce babies with sexual intercourse. Right? We produce babies with nature because sex is natural. Human bodies are natural. Gender is nature. Heterosexuality is natural. So let's produce babies with nature. So this is my learning from nature. Yes, and I agree that sex is natural, gender is natural, body is natural, sexuality is natural. So this is my lesson. Whenever we produce babies, we human beings don't produce babies with sexual intercourse. We produce babies with nature. And that's why the process should not be called intercourse, sexual intercourse. The process should be called photosynthesis. Yes. So human beings, this is the breaking news. On 14th of August, just before the independence of India. So hi, I have got a breaking news. Just before India is going to be independent tomorrow. And what is the breaking news? The breaking news is that human beings do not produce babies with sexual intercourse. Human beings produce babies with nature. And that's why the process of production of babies is not heterosexuality or intercourse. The process of production of human babies is photosynthesis. আমরা বাচ্চা উৎপাদন করি যৌন সংলগ্নতার মধ্যে দিয়ে নয়, শারীরিক মিলনের মধ্যে দিয়ে নয়, আমরা বাচ্চা উৎপাদন করি সালোক সংশ্লেষের মধ্যে দিয়ে. This is the first breaking news just before India is going to be independent tomorrow. Second breaking news. I have got a second breaking news for you. Yes. And what produces the fertility of the ovary, that is, whatever during intercourse. Now we all knew that the egg of the ovary of the female sex body is fertilized by the sperm, the semen of men. No, this is second breaking news. The egg of the woman is fertilized through chlorophyll, nature. So we don't produce babies with intercourse, right? Remember that. We only produce babies with photosynthesis because it is natural. And we produce babies not with testosterone or estrogen. No. Instead of hormone, what human beings secrete is chlorophyll. So men secrete chlorophyll, and what chlorophyll does? Chlorophyll produces babies inside the egg of woman. totally natural, herbal sex. And therefore, sex is natural, gender is natural, heterosexuality is natural, human body is natural. So totally, and on the basis of my last decades research on homosexuality, on sexuality studies, on masculinity studies, on queer theory. I have been studying queer theory since 2010 and it is 2020. So on the back of my a full decades research on sexuality studies, masculinity studies, queer studies, I haven't learned anything. But now, today, I have learned something very important just because India is going to be independent tomorrow. And what is that? I have learned that human beings produce babies with photosynthesis. And men secrete semen. Bhool, wrong. Men secrete chlorophyll, right? And chlorophyll produces babies inside the womb of woman through a process called photosynthesis. Yes, totally herbal sex that we are talking about right now. Now, India, I thought, was a queer country. And the British came in the middle of all these polygamous, polymorphous sexuality and told that we need babies and that's why we are going to legalize heterosexuality. So Article 377 was drafted. So Article 377 was drafted. And do you know what does the article say? The article says that if any sexuality is against the order of nature, then that sexuality is criminalized or deserves to be criminalized. So that's where we came to know that, oh God, only heterosexuality is the natural sexuality. Take nature. And only heterosexuality is the natural sexuality. And on top of that, all the other forms of sexualities like lesbianism, like homosexuality, like gay, bisexual, transgender, transsexual, hermaphrodite, queer, bisexual, they all were banished from this beautiful country called India by the British. And when the British left, we still held on to those Indian penal code called 377 IPC. Recently, Mohammed Adalat thankfully has scrapped 377 from IPC. It's no longer legal. So now what we are doing, we are actually completing a full circle. And what do I mean by completing the full circle? We are actually going back to the point, we're actually going back to that same point where we had started out. That is, we are going back to pre-colonial India, where sexuality was allowed, all kinds of sexualities were allowed, polygamous, polymorphous sexual identities were allowed, and British legalized heterosexuality simply because heterosexuality is the only form of sexuality that is capable of producing babies. And babies are important to be produced because they help capitalism grow. And that's why legalization of heterosexuality is not a decision based on sex, gender, or sexuality. It is a decision based on bourgeois capitalism, commercialism, and open market laissez-faire. So, therefore, heterosexuality and the normalization and legalization and medicalization of it becomes a political, economic, and capitalist decision, a bourgeois decision. It has got nothing to do with nature, for heaven's sake. Although I'm pretty sure the world will keep telling me, RSM, sex is natural, gender is natural, sexuality is natural, and that's why I keep repeating that yes, human beings produce human beings through photosynthesis, not through sexual intercourse, never. And eggs of women in ovary are fertilized not by the male hormone or semen of men but by chlorophyll. Right? Now, this is something that I have taken away in spite of a decade's research and queer studies since 2010. Happy Independence Day, Natural Independence Day, and stay home, stay happy, stay healthy with more herbal sex, please. Because sex, gender, desire, all are natural. Okay? And keep producing babies for capitalism with photosynthesis, right? And keep producing babies never through hormone or semen, only through chlorophyll, remember. Happy Independence Day. Thank you. Thank you so much.